This is the only diet I would ever feed my family. Every dinner, we always have some kind of meat. Well, usually beef. And I don't see how anyone can really get enough protein unless they eat a lot of meat.
Well, we've given up eating meat altogether. Protein? Well, we get the protein we need from cereals and beans, vegetables, and dairy products. Oh, and we try to stay away from sugary foods with empty calories.
I found out peanut butter is one of the best foods around. It's all I'm going to eat. It's healthy, don't you think? I'm on this diet. I'm eating apples and drinking diet soda. I'm going to lose weight, don't you think?
I eat these, and I eat enough vitamins, so that I get the minimum daily requirement. That makes us a good diet, doesn't it?
According to my teacher, brown rice is the ideal food. It's the perfect balance of yin and yang.
You know, a friend of mine recommended this diet. Also fruits and nuts. You know, he says it's really, really healthy and it's got everything I need. It's highly concentrated. So I think I'm going to be pretty healthy, don't you?
What is a healthful diet? How do you know if you're getting adequate nutrition? There are more than 50 nutrients necessary for good health. No one food can supply them all. Different foods have different amounts of these nutrients. For example, a glass of milk has more calcium than 20 slices of bread, but one slice of bread gives you as much iron as 6 glasses of milk. An 8-ounce steak contains more protein than 4 pounds of oranges, but one orange has more vitamin C than 40 pounds of steak. With different foods being rich in different nutrients, how do we know what to eat for a balanced diet? The simplest guide is to use the 4 food groups. Each group is high in different nutrients. Grains and cereals are seeds. They have everything needed to become new plants: vitamins, minerals, proteins, and carbohydrates. They're a good source of energy and a basic staple for many diets. Fruits and vegetables are rich in vitamins and minerals. It's best to eat a variety of them because different fruits and vegetables are strong in different nutrients. Dairy products have protein and B vitamins, but they're also the single most important source of calcium in our diet. Calcium is essential in the growth of bones and teeth. The 4th group has 2 parts: red meats, beef and pork, and meat alternatives: chicken, eggs, seafood, beans, and nuts. All are high in protein, many are high in iron. There's been a change in recent years with red meat being replaced by meat alternatives, which are cheaper and lower in fat. Sometimes people refer to a 5th group: foods that are very high in calories in proportion to their nutrients.
Thank you.
Everyone has some of these foods once in a while, but if they're a large part of a diet, they displace other, more nutritious foods. Because they don't contribute to a balanced diet, we won't concern ourselves with them. Using knowledge of the basic 4, it's possible to look at diets and see if they are nutritious. Brown rice is a healthful food, but eating only brown rice will not give you all the nutrients you need. Brown rice comes from only one food group and is missing nutrients from the other 3 groups. Can it be healthy to eat just peanut butter?
Well, it's high in protein, carbohydrates, phosphorus, iron, and B vitamins. It's easy to store and quick to eat. The only problem is it tends to stick to the roof of my mouth.
Peanut butter is a healthful food, but it's very high in fat and comes from only one food group.
Uh-oh.
Gee, I don't know. You know, this fruit and nuts thing is kind of boring.
Fruit and nuts. There are still only 2 groups instead of 4. What about junk food and vitamins? Vitamin pills are not intended to replace food. And a high intake of sugar and fat can be dangerous to your health. No diet limited to a few foods can supply adequate nutrition. A healthful diet must have a variety of foods drawn from each of the 4 food groups. What about the normal American diet? The traditional American diet contains ample nutrition from the 4 food groups. But these diseases are directly related to the choices we've been making. A principal culprit seems to be the high amount of fat we consume. There are ways to cut down on fat. For instance, instead of a meal like this, mostly meat, a fatty dessert, and hardly any vegetables, eat a meal like this. It has chicken, which has less fat than beef, beans, fruit, and a variety of vegetables. Most of us need to eat more high-carbohydrate foods. They're usually low in fat and are full of vitamins, protein, and fiber. What about weight loss diets?
I got this fabulous dress. The only trouble is it's too small. So I'm going on a diet to make it fit. My goal is 110 pounds. I'm going to do it by eating only apples and diet soda.
This probably isn't very healthy, but I'm not going to do it forever. You don't need to be on a diet. Look how skinny you are.
I know.
You don't have any problems.
I wish you were fat. I'd feel better.
I get real tired.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy, but I stuck with it, and finally, the dress fits great. It's almost too loose. I went back to my normal eating.
So good. It's great.
Uh-oh.
The problem is that once you lose the weight, you gain it right back. If you want to keep it off, you have to learn new eating habits. Don't starve yourself, and don't skip meals.
1 pancake, 75, 1 peach, 85, peanut butter, 180.
Learn the calorie content of different foods. Replace high-calorie foods with low-calorie foods. Instead of French fries, try carrots. Instead of sour cream or butter, try cottage cheese. Orange juice instead of a soft drink. And try to get some regular exercise. Don't try to lose weight too rapidly. 2 pounds a week is plenty. Remember that the real goal is to develop eating habits that will not only see you through your weight loss, but allow you to maintain an ideal weight for the rest of your life.
She's the most beautiful creature I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to ask her to dance, Louis. I don't give a shit. Listen, I don't care what she says. She is great.
Louis, give me a break. I was saying they're not good enough for me. Listen, she likes me. I know she likes me. Sort of winking at me in math class.
Look, I'm just
Listen,
saying.
she's great.
Look, Kurt, I'm just telling you, go after something that's your own speed.
She likes me.
Just go for something more your speed, Kurt.
Come on, listen, I tell you, she's crazy about me. Oh, wow. Louis, she's beautiful.
So what?
Look at her. Oh, she's eating a salad.
She's probably vegetarian.
You know, I'm going to become a vegetarian too, Louis.
Becoming a vegetarian involves more than just giving up meat. You have to learn about the nutritional value of foods. Most of the world's people eat a vegetarian or semi-vegetarian diet that relies on grains and cereals, fruits and vegetables, and meat alternatives like this tofu. a protein-rich food made from soybeans.
다녀요?
If you don't eat meat, you have to know what foods will give you protein. A lot of foods have protein, but the amount varies. For instance, all these foods have an equal amount of protein, about 4 grams. A half a glass of milk, 2/3 of a medium egg, a 1/6 of a cup of cottage cheese, a tablespoon of peanut butter, 2/3 of a cup of kidney beans, 2/3 of a cup of corn kernels, 2/3 of a cup of spinach, 2/3 of a cup of broccoli, and a large potato. You can get a lot of energy and nutrients from foods that are high in carbohydrates. These starchy foods are often thought of as fattening, but they're not. Potatoes are a good example. It's not the potato that's fattening, it's what we add to it. In addition to being low in calories, fruits and vegetables are the best sources for many vitamins and minerals. And since different fruits and vegetables are high in different nutrients, it's important to eat a variety of them. To preserve their vitamins, eat them raw or lightly steamed. Overcooking destroys vitamins. Mature beans and bean sprouts are a staple for vegetarians. They're high in protein and B vitamins, just like meat. And there's nothing quite as easy to prepare as a can of beans. There are lots of things to learn about foods. For instance, adding yogurt and cheese to vegetables helps flavor, but it also improves the quality of the protein. Seeds like sesame or sunflower do much the same thing. Adding vinegar or citrus juice helps the body absorb iron from iron-rich foods.
Uh-oh. I think I better get some help, huh?
Being a vegetarian isn't hard, but vegetarians, more than most people, need to learn how to cook. Here's a nutritious meatless dish. Sauté onions with a little oil, garlic, and pepper at a medium heat. Add some chopped up tofu and brown. You can treat the tofu just like meat. Throw in the harder chopped vegetables. They need to cook longer. Then the soft ones. Keep cooking at a low to medium heat and stir to keep from burning. Then add bean sprouts and tomatoes. Serve over rice with a touch of soy sauce. Include a glass of milk, and you have a nutritious, easy-to-fix meal.
Hey, wait a minute, you guys. I can't go in there. Give me a break. Well, I can't eat anything they sell in there.
Well, have some French fries or something.
No, I can't eat that. Hey, how about some beans? Beans instead of meat?
Come on, man.
Hey, you guys, come on.
How you guys?
Hey, Kurt, change your mind?
No,
What are you going to do, starve?
not at all.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Hey, Kirby, look at that girl over there. Where? Fine, babe. Now, she was like right there. I don't know where she went.
Where is she, Louis?
She was fine, man, I'll tell you. She was blonde, too.
Really?
Yeah. There she is again, right there. See her?
Where, Louis?
She's right there, man. Can't you see her?
Oh, I think I missed her.
She was fine, though. For sure. Hey, this stuff looks pretty good. Can I try it?
Sure, hey, go ahead.
Hey, thanks.
A vegetarian has to be self-reliant in a world where fast food usually means meat. But with a little imagination, you can come up with a great alternative.
You walk right over there. How'd you miss it? I don't know.
And when I'm home and hungry, there are a lot of things I can do. This, for example, is my favorite. Listen, don't tell anybody, okay? But I've become addicted to lettuce. Straight lettuce. It's really good. But don't let anybody catch you eating it, because they're going to think you're crazy. And fresh tomatoes in season, they're super. I'm also partial to hard-boiled eggs. And fruits. All kinds of fruits. It makes a great snack. I've discovered leftovers. What I do is cook more than I need. Then when I warm it up a few days later, I get all the variety without all the extra work.
Hey, Kirby, what's cooking?
Hey, how are you guys? Just getting ready for dinner.
Yeah, I see that. Looks pretty good. You got any extra?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, great, man. Great. Pretty good.
It's real handy when you have friends dropping in unexpectedly.
This is great. You cooked that?
Sure I did.
Wow.
Some people eat no meat or dairy products. They're total vegetarians or vegans. They still have a wide variety of foods. And although the diet can be adequate for an adult, it's a good idea to take supplements, particularly vitamin B12. But exceptions must be made. Children require extra calcium for growing bones, and calcium is most easily obtained from milk. Calcium is also important during pregnancy for the growing fetus. Milk, cheese, and yogurt are good sources. There are also plant sources of calcium, but it's not as concentrated and it's more difficult to obtain.
What's a vegetarian like me doing cooking chicken? Well, I tell you, I decided not to be so strict on myself. I thought maybe I'd eat a little chicken or fish once in a while. Just a little, you know? Just enough to give it a little flavor.
There's no reason to be dogmatic about the way you eat. There are many people who are semi-vegetarians. They occasionally eat meat, but in small quantities, usually mixed in with other foods.
Nutrition might seem complicated, but it really isn't. You can get all the nutrients you need by eating a wide variety of foods from the 4 food groups. Put an emphasis on plant foods, which are high in vitamins and energy and low in fat. As for my cooking, it's delicious. And the satisfaction I get from cooking a healthy meal, well, there's just nothing like it.
He couldn't a few weeks ago.
When I eat better, my digestion feels
Eating well isn't very hard. It just takes a little practice.
It
feels fresher, it feels lighter, and you feel so much better, you know?
All right.